Alright, thank you for joining me on another Novelist Game. My name is Trevon Grant, and today we're going to be doing the third in this series of books. This is the third book in Sylvain Neuvel's Thebes trilogy. Thebes? Whatever. Anyways, the third book is called Only Human, again by Sylvain Neuvel. Again, this is the third and final book in the series, and again, a very fitting end, a very good end to the series. I, again, thoroughly enjoyed it. Not as much as the first one, not as much as the second one, but still very good. So right off the bat, I'm gonna give you my rating system on this. Now, I gave the first one a 4.3. I gave the second one a 4.15, and this third one I'm gonna give a solid 4.0. 4.05. 4.05. Yes, that's it. 4.05. I think that's a fitting thing. And two, you gotta realize, whenever you're coming down to the end of any series, you don't want it to end, especially if it's good. And so therefore, you know, the author has this struggle of trying to wrap up this series, and you know, they fumble through it and whatever, trying to close up all the ideas and stuff like that. So again, let's go over what this story is about. Now we have Rose Franklin, we have Ryan. Unfortunately, okay, so first and foremost, if you haven't read the second book, don't listen to this review. There's going to be spoilers. So in the previous book, Kara dies, right? But for her, there was no coming back. Like Rose came back. There was no coming back. There was no high level scan of Rose or of Kara in the previous book. So Kara dies. But, you know, as you would have found out in the second book, her daughter is there. Her daughter is now growing up into being a big girl. And at the end of the second book, again, spoiler alert from the second book, they are celebrating the defeat of the aliens. And their retreat, not just defeat, but they defeated one of the robots, and then they retreat and go back off to wherever they go back off to, right? They disappear, leaving an additional robot on Earth, right? So now they have two. So now Rose Franklin and her team are celebrating. They're having, you know, some wine and what have you in the second book, and at the end of that, they disappear. They were inside Thebes, whatever, and they disappear, and they look outside their window, and they are on an alien world. Surprise, surprise. All right, and so the second book starts with them, the third book starts with them. Now they have been living on this alien world for 10 years. 10 whole years, right? And now they have finally found a way to escape back in that same Thebes robot back to Earth. Now when they get back to, dude, Sylvain Neuvel has this amazing ability to add such interest to his books. He creates these like familiar yet strange in his books, right? You have the familiar United States, Russia, China, superpowers and whatever, and then when these guys come back home now, and it's completely strange because now the axis of power has switched, right? Where the United States have found a way to build up the last robot that was on Earth, and now they, you know, their whole like command structure, because millions of people died from the previous attack. Their command structure is completely changed. Everything is completely different, and now there's a new robot that's literally, they're using it to terrorize the entire Earth, right? And then Russia is barely holding on to they're about to nuke United States. Everybody's pretty much on the tip and the verge of losing it. Things have changed so much. There's concentration camps type of situation going on where people who have are descendants of the alien race are being kept in these camps or whatever, separate from the normal people, so that if the aliens come back, that it's a whole mess and it's completely different, it's completely off the wall. And so this creates such a great interest in the story, makes you want to turn each page and find out what the heck is gonna happen. So yeah, I'm excited, can you tell? Again, from the very beginning of these triple threat of books, I've been mentioning Nietzsche and the whole God is dead and the repercussion of killing God, and so on. And so in this last book, I feel like Sylvain Neuvel kind of gives you the resolution, or he gives you the answer to killing God, or how you can escape total annihilation by killing God, or by killing religion, or whatever it is, right? And he gives you the answer, which is evolution, right? Because he takes you, and again, this is my own reading and interpretation into this thing, whatever. Again, this story is an epistolary, just like the other two books. So he takes you to recordings from the alien world, and so you get that alien story, but you get it now with the main characters being on Earth, right? The aliens are millions of years more evolved than current humans, right? And as a result, their society works best, right? There's not lots of crime and killing and all this other stuff. And even the idea of rebellion is so foreign to them, because they're evolved and they have a higher level of thinking. And so and then you always have this kind of contrast between the Earth that's fallen apart, and that because they are not evolved in their thinking, we're millions of years behind the evolution of the aliens, and so therefore Earth is falling apart. They are given power and they're using it to destroy each other. And then you have the evolved aliens who have way more power, but yet they're not destroying each other with that power. And so like that is it feels like Sylvain is trying to say, like, that's the answer to us killing God or killing religion, is evolution, or the eventual evolution of humankind, and this kind of, because I was very interested when I first saw this kind of idea budding in the first book, and then I saw the change of it in the second book. It really started to catch my attention, and then now in the third book I see the answer that he is proposing, and it's evolution. So yeah, just, I'm bringing that up because that's just the way my mind thinks. This still was an amazing book, huge page turner again, because now you have two robots going head to head, and now because of youthful Ryan and Kara's daughter, I forget her name right now, and Ryan, the parent, Kara's daughter ends up on the side of the United States. Ryan ends up on the side of Russia with Thebes, and so now both of these guys are fighting against each other, because of her youthful, let's say youthful vigor, especially there's this idea that when you are young and when you are youth and when you tend to be more liberal, and then when you get older you tend to be more conservative. And so there's this idea that's playing out in this book, where you have a more liberal daughter versus her conservative father, and they're fighting each other. But then actually another thing happens between the two, is that the daughter starts to finally realize that, hey, her conservative dad actually loves her. And so there's this other idea too, like there is hope for humanity in the love that they can have for each other. And if we evolve, if our thoughts evolve, this is so painstaking, but if your thoughts of love towards each other evolves, then we can evolve as a nation and learn to love each other despite our differences. And that's you know, there's some deep ideas and thought-provoking ideas inside this book, which is why I'm kind of going through this. And you know, I might upgrade I might upgrade. No, I think 4.05 is good. 4.05 is a great rating, I think, for this book, because I don't think it's the weaker of all three of the books, but man, it's you have to read it. It's a must read. If you're gonna read any of these books, it's a must read. So anyways, some really deep, thought-provoking ideas behind these books. I was thinking I was gonna do a discussion, but I think I probably discussed it enough. All right. Again, this was Only Human by Sylvain Is it Neuvel? Sylvain Neuvel. Sylvain Neuvel. All right. Again, Only Humans by Sylvain Neuvel. Thank you again for joining me on another Novel Escape. Stay tuned for some more books. I'm currently reading American Dirt. I'm currently reading American Dirt by Jeannie Cummins, and that book. It's hard for me because it's making me nervous. It's making me super nervous. But it's so much fun right now, and it's a really good book. So hopefully I should finish that really soon and have that review up for you in no time. All right. So again, thank you again for joining me on another Novel Escape. My name is Trevon Grant. Please like if you like this video. If you don't, then keep your opinions to yourself. Drop me a comment, please. Tell me what you thought about if you've read Only Humans or the entire series of Thebes, and or Thebes Letters or whatever it's called. And again, peace.